Welcome back to Make You a Better Public Speaker. Today is lesson 107, and we're talking about circumlocution. Another crazy big word, but something you probably, again, have already used and already incorporated within your speeches or even writing. And circumlocution essentially is replacing a simple answer or phrase, or even just making something a little bit more complex than it needs to be. A lot of times unnecessary. A lot of times you could do it because you're trying to be polite or just adding a little humor. So here are a few reasons why you should incorporate circumlocution within your next presentation. Number one, if you're going to do it to can be more interesting, right? To be interesting, and usually use it in an example of a simile or a metaphor. So, for example, instead of saying like my mom or my wife when you're talking about a lady, you would use the phrase the lady of the house. When someone asks, "Who's at home?" The lady of the house. Or who's this? The lady of the house. That would be your mom or your wife instead of being so direct, right? Another example like that would be if you're talking about the city of Las Vegas, you would say the city that never sleeps or in Sin City, right? That again goes to like, oh, okay, got it. It's Las Vegas. Or you could also say, talking about women in general again, the fairer sex. You're talking about the specific gender. And just saying, who's smarter, men or women? The fairer sex is smarter. It would be women. Next, we have evasive circumlocution, which evasive means you don't want to be impolite. You're trying to not be completely direct and just say no or I don't know or even I made a mistake. So here are a couple of examples of this evasive circumlocution. So for example, if you wanted to say I don't know, you would say that's a great question. I think it's something we should all consider more deeply. That's I don't know, right? It's easy way, kind of a ridiculous way of saying I don't know. Another one is like I made a mistake. So if someone accuses you of doing something, instead of saying I made a mistake, you could say mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Right? It's not you're not taking accountability. You're kind of just beating around the idea that yes, there was a mistake that happened. Not necessarily me, but it happened. Also, if you're trying to answer a personal question and you don't want to answer a personal question, you could say that's a very interesting topic, but you have to consider blah 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 blah. Right? So you could kind of steer the conversation towards a different aspect. All right. And again, you could also use circumlocution to kind of build suspense and try to keep your audience engaged or get their attention with some fun, little weird ways of doing this, right? And again, in writing, it's really effective when you kind of use it in fiction. Anyways, circumlocution. Is it interesting? Is it difficult? I don't know. Maybe. But go out there, try to incorporate circumlocution within your next presentation and become a better public speaker. See you next time.